Red Bulls though.
Love Red Bulls.
So it's kind of.
That's why I bought a big one. You should go grab it. It'll be right here. Ah, there we go.
All right, hello everybody.
I'm not gonna drink this right now. I don't know why I opened it.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Media Dump Podcast. I'm Dom. This is Nick. Together we're
having fun.
And this is basically just a podcast where we talk about all the media we consumed over the past 2 weeks. Usually we have a bunch of topics and we go through them. So if you don't care about board games, skip ahead to video games. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So it's been a while, more than 2 weeks.
It's been 2 months.
2 months. And the reason for that, everybody, I'll let you all know, is
holidays.
I got really sick, and Scotty got really sick, and it was holidays. And what happened to me is Sky, I love my wife, so she bought this book, and it was about burnout, okay? And it was like the symptoms of burnout, what to do with burnout and stuff. And she reads it, and she was like, "Hey Dom, I think we're both burned out as fuck." And she's reading it, and I'm like, "I think you're right." So we both kind of took like a break from doing anything, and that kind of helped reset. And now I feel better. I feel like my mental health's a little bit better now.
No, just stuff it down until it eats you alive.
Yeah. And she was kind of doing the same thing. She's painting a lot, and that helps her with stuff. And I feel like watching a bunch of movies. I think that helped me. I try to just watch every day. I was just watching movies. I don't remember a lot. A lot of movies that I've already seen. Also, really good movies that I've already seen.
Mm-hmm.
So like what? And that helps. That helped me. That helped me break out. I wasn't like depressed, but burnt out.
Yeah.
And some of it was the recording was part of it. I think it's just because
just takes a lot.
It does take a lot.
It's a lot mentally.
Yeah, it's just because it's like my day off, and I feel like I'm spending it doing this, and then I'm like, if I fall behind, it's hard to catch up. Then it's just a lot of effort, and I do blame a lot on my schedule, which hopefully someday I can change.
Yeah.
But not right now. Okay, so anyways, let's move on to topics. Board games. Nick played any board game in the past 2 months?
You didn't, or
did you play any board games in the past 2 months?
Just Magic, because I realized my board game was here.
Just Magic.
Just Magic. Gary's been coming by, getting his ass kicked. If he says otherwise, he's a liar. I've beaten him every single time.
Every time?
I finally beat his Truebird deck with the most greasy goblin combo. It was pretty fucked up. But he's been coming by every so often. We play some Magic, and that's pretty much the only thing we've been able to do. I played one game of Munchkin, and one in my usual fashion of just being sneaky and an asshole about it. So that's always fun. What have you been playing?
Also, I think one thing that helped was I went on a little board game buying spree. That's what happened.
Oh, I thought you were going to take a break.
No. Buying more board games. So, man, bought like 5 new games.
Yeah.
I bought a game called The Mind. That's a really popular game.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen it in stores. If you look at it, you'll be like, I think I've seen that. That's a game where basically you have a stack of cards 1 to 100, and you and one person, 2 people, however many people you're playing with, you're just trying to play the cards down in lowest to highest.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with 1 card. So you all have 1 card,
mm-hmm.
and you play 1 card down lowest to highest.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 2 cards down lowest to highest. You go all the way to 10 with
mm-hmm.
3 people. So you have 10 cards in your hand. You got to play lowest to highest. And it's interesting because with the more cards, it makes it harder and easier at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can't communicate or talk at all while you do that. You just have to look at each other in
mm-hmm.
the eyes and just play the cards.
Mm.
And it actually a lot of fun. Me, Flynn, and Skylar played it for like 2.5 hours straight. Just The Mind.
It seems like a barbecue card game.
Yeah, it was like
or just chat about some dumb
it's
stuff.
like more, but you can't chat in the middle of rounds. But
well, I mean, like if you're not talking about the game, it should be okay, right?
But no, you gotta like not just the thing in the game is like, so a lot of people be like it's more of an activity than a game. I'm like, that is true, but also like I feel like it's mic's too close to me.
All right, we'll bring it over here.
And it is a lot of fun. But I think maybe after we played for like 2.5 hours straight, and I think I was kind of like, okay, I'm good for a little while.
Let's take a break.
But it was fun. About this other game called Silver and Gold, and that's you get a bunch of cards with the little shapes on them, and then you flip over these cards with smaller shapes on them, and then you're just crossing out those bigger cards that have some gold pieces and palm trees, and they give you different points and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really nice, easy, simple, small game. And honestly, we could like play it right after this. It takes like 10 minutes. And I love it. That's a lot of fun.
What was it called again?
Silver and Gold. That's a great little game. And about this other game called Bandito, and you have one card you put down, and it has a little guy. The theme of the game is there's a guy escaping. You're trying to stop a guy from escaping from jail. Okay, so what it is like you flip over a card, and it has an entrance and an exit to a tunnel, and maybe the entry. It's either straight or it's like curves this way, or it has 3 exits to it or something like that. And you have some cards that block those off, and you're just trying to play cards specifically to block those off. And that's a cooperative game that you play with people, and that's a lot of fun too. A small game. Again, we could play it right after this. It's like, honestly, we should have played like those 2 games like before we started filming. That would have been how to give us something to talk about.
There we go.
That's what we should have done. Really easy. Well, there's another game called Cartographers, and that's set in the role-player game universe, which I think I told you about that. I don't know if you remember.
I think I might have. I don't remember it, but I think I might have seen something on it.
Either you might have seen it at Target or something like that. So there's a game called Role Player, and the game is about making a D&D character, and that's what the game is about. And it's set like in that universe. Cartographers is. And Cartographers, you have like a little map section, and you're flipping over cards again with different shapes on it, and you're just filling out this little it's like a D&D map that you're filling out, and it has like the car will have a little bit some water or some field or a forest or something else, or houses or little villages, and there's also some cards with a monster that you put on somebody else's thing that you're trying to fuck them up and stuff, and it's all about just combining those to get putting those down in different ways to get different points. Honestly, it's kind of, I guess it's actually generally like themeless game, but the theme is like it's like a D&D map kind of thing.
Okay.
And that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look.
Yeah. I mean, what we should have done is should just brought them all in right there. And we could have looked at.
We should start doing that.
Oh, there's a game. We got this game called Baron Park. Okay. It's a polyomino game. A lot of games about are polyominoes, which are just different shapes. Polyomino, you know what that means? It's like a board game term. Tetris shapes. It's basically a bunch of Tetris shapes.
Yeah.
And Baron Park, the theme of that is you're making a park with bears. It's a bear park. And then
I'm thinking barons, like nobles.
It's a bear.
I thought it was Baron.
Maron Park. And that's a great little game. So I don't think I'm gonna put a picture, but I'll tell you the game. You can look it up on Board Game Geek. So this little Bandito. I don't know if it'll focus. It probably won't focus. Let's put it back here. So it's Bandito. You can look at the back right there.
I'm gonna
look at the back right there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. See, now you kind of get what I mean. So then you have some cards in your hand. You're playing them out one at a time to try and chop them. And that's just a nice, great. It's a great little game. All right.
Just wondering if there's anything else around the sides.
No. This is the Mind. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. That's what the cards look like. You can't really.
Okay.
So it does have a couple things where it does give you a couple extra lives, and also has a shuriken that you play, and it like you discard the lowest numbered card in everybody's hand. So it helps to be a little bit easier. But I feel like when me, Flynn, and Skylar were playing it, I was like, I think we were relying on them a little bit too much. And so I think that was happening.
Okay.
And then this one's silver and gold. Again, don't know if you can see, but you can look at the back.
I'll just hold it like this.
So you kind of you see. So you flip over those things like Tetris shapes, and then you just fill them out right there. And I don't really need to explain it all. You're like just trying to combine them in certain ways, and then some cards give you extra points. See, that gives you extra points for different things. Then you can get points for different. There's like just a couple different. Only a couple different things. Like it's not an overwhelmingly amount of different things on each board. Just a couple.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so that's what makes it really great. Is there's not like you don't need a booklet for like there's not like 10 things. It's just a couple, and you're like, it's like there's only 3 things on each map that interact with anything.
Okay.
Cartographers.
Yay. Oh, I think I see what you mean.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's kind of the map you're trying to do, and those are just different scoring things, and then you flip over a card. That's actually the one it shows on the back is actually a bad one. So that's a monster. So you grab. So everybody moves their paper to the right or whatever, and then you draw the monster on there, and that just interacts badly with stuff.
Okay, that's pretty dope. How much was it?
Pretty cheap, $20 or something.
Okay.
A little bit expensive. It does have 100 map sheets in there.
Jesus. Shit, at that point just...
And here's Barron Park.
Got it, Barron Park.
There you go. So that's just where you buy the tiles and stuff, and then you place them right there. It's just different Tetris shapes that you're
really into the Tetris shape, aren't you?
It's called called polyominoes.
Sure.
So board game, because you could use board game. I was just watching a video about this. They're like, you could use board game terminology like polyomino, but if you never played board games, you'd be like, what the fuck is a polyomino? And it just means like Tetris shapes, different little shapes like that.
Yeah.
Square, almost always square shapes like that.
Yeah.
And
the network.
And I got this. Now we got some actual bigger games called the Networks. Okay, and that is a game about creating your own television network.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
It's a little bit different than what I thought. So we only played it once, so I gotta readjust my mind a little bit and play it again. But you're like buying you're buying different shows to put on your little board and try and level them up in different ways and put different stars and ads on them to make the most amount of money.
That makes sense. I feel like it's a different way to play basically Monopoly.
Well, you're not actually going around a board.
No, I get that part, but like the mindset of Monopoly is like to gather and grow.
And last but not least, about the Pursuit of Happiness. Okay, and that game, what it's supposed to be about is living your best life. Okay, so you're buying different cards that have different like some of the cards are activities. You're doing an activity, and that's like you get money from that and stuff. Or then you try and get a better. Do you want to get a better job, but you have to put more time and energy into having a better job, but you can like retire. Or do you want to work until you're dead, but you have more time to do fun stuff? So it's like...
So like life, basically.
Yeah, so it's basically life, but an actual game. His life isn't an actual game.
Yeah, everything's basically scripted.
Life and like Candyland plays itself. Candyland isn't a game.
Yeah.
Sorry is barely a game, but you can choose which one to do, so it's a slight step up from those. Yeah. But I saw this video, and they said a better way to play Sorry, have 3 cards in your hand and choose which one to place down instead of just flipping one over. And it's like, oh, that makes it like an actual game.
Yeah.
Because Sorry's kind of not really a game.
You don't really have choice.
Yeah. So life isn't really a game. There's like 3 different paths you can go on or something like that. But that's not really, that's it.
You
that's
don't really have choice,
yeah. But it's still, I mean, Skylar's still, she's like, I'll still play it. It's still like fun. It's just fun little activity.
Yeah.
Does it? Yeah. It doesn't have to be a great game. You can just have a fun little activity.
Yeah.
The only other thing I really wanted to talk about was that we played Game of Thrones again. This time went a little weird. We're still learning. Went a little bit weird. Flynn and Skyla were at like the bottom of where Jordan was last time by himself. And they were like, they did the best out of everybody and like were so powerful they felt like they overwhelmed everybody. But so I played again another character in the middle. There's 3 characters in like the exact middle, and 1 character at the top, the Starks, and then 2 characters at the bottom. Okay, so I again played a character in the middle, and so I played the boats guys, the Greyjoys, and here's the only thing about it is like my character, the Greyjoys are supposed to be like more powerful at the sea. That's like their theme, right? But they have the same amount of boats as everybody else.
Yeah.
The only thing, I had like 1 card in my hand that was like, oh, that makes your boats stronger for 1 attack.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing. So I was kind of like, what's the point of like this theme in the thing with the boats? That's the only thing that just drove me a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Is like the Starks up north, I get their theme because
it's a lot of space.
They have a lot of space, but not a lot of stuff. Okay? So that's kind of thematic. Whoever else, the Lannisters had a lot of, you
can do it.
Not the Lannisters.
Which one?
Baratheons had a lot of,
had a lot of soldiers, but not a lot of resources.
Stuff. Yeah, they had a lot of they had like 3 like castles like right next to each other. They had those castles, but they didn't have a lot of stuff. But they had a lot of strong territory. Wow. So it's like the Starks have a lot of territory, not a lot of strong territory. And the Baratheons didn't have a lot of territory, but they had a lot of strong territory. If you kind of get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Kind of weird to say that.
Yeah.
And a couple, like, I don't know, but just with the Greyjoys, I was just like,
there isn't a lot of value.
I kind of didn't get how I was supposed to play them. And maybe I was like, I was trying not to complain. Near the end, I was complaining a little bit because it was going on way too fucking long, right? Obviously. Playing a 6-player game with Flynn. It's going to go on long. That's my boy. Skylar was also taking hella long, too. And, but I was thinking, I was like, I think what we just got to do better is like, even if it's out loud telling everybody what you're going to do, coordinate. What you're supposed to do is you coordinate with the people next to you to take down the people that are stronger.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of hard. It was kind of like hard to do for us in this. Like, I maybe could have worked with somebody in the situation where it was to try and. I think by the time I was like kind of figured out exactly what to do to try and push back, it was near the end of the game. It was a little bit too late.
Yeah.
And another thing I did wrong where there was some land next to the Greyjoys that's just open, and everybody else just kind of rushed into the land that they had quickly. Yeah. And I was trying to go slowly and make sure my armies were like strong before I did that. But I think I should just run straight the fuck in and take that land, and then figure at least the first like 2 rounds, just run in, get all the land that's free next to you, and then figure out what to do. Because that's what Flynn and Skyla did, and that's what worked out a lot better for them.
I think with the Greyjoys, their goal or their power comes with like holding a lot of coastline. Because if you can hold that, nobody can really use the ships that they have.
The only problem with that is the Lannisters are right next to you, and they already control coastline right next to you.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you can't go up north because the water's.
It cuts off, yeah.
Cut off. And Jazzy was the Starks, and she was playing super like reactive. So I didn't want to go up there, and then she was gonna be like, "All right, now I'm just gonna attack the shit out of you."
Yeah.
So it's it was kind of scary because I was like, I don't want to push against her at all because I was just scared she was gonna be like, fuck you, Dom. I'm just in every single thing after you. You attack me first. Because Skylar, like. He was like, I need a little bit more, so he's like, so I just want this one little piece of water so I can move my troops better. Okay, Jazz? And she was like, I will destroy you.
Yeah.
She was like, I will destroy you. And he's
you kind of have to,
Yeah, so it was so that's why I didn't go up there, and then Anthony was a Lannister, and I was like, we're cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess I should just say whoever it is. And Skylar was Baratheons.
Yeah.
And he took that land, but then Skyla like took it all from him and basically just destroyed him.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. I don't remember the name. She was the red guys, and Flynn was the green guys.
The Martells?
Skyla was the Which one's green?
Um,
Bottom left, bottom right. Which one's on the bottom right? The map.
that is the. I just thought about it too.
The right there got like spiky.
Yeah, it's High Garden. Maybe that's the Martell. No.
That isn't that Martel.
Yeah, I think that might be Martell.
Then what's the green one?
It's-
Is it a V?
No. We'll come back to it. I'll remember it.
I gotta know.
I'll remember it.
I gotta know, Nick. Come on. Green, bottom left.
The Martells are from Dorne. Who was from High Garden? Shit, I can't remember. It's killing me. To Google. Why is this really bugging me? Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Because they're so close.
VT close. Anyways.
Yeah, it's the Martells and the Tyrells.
Yeah, so Flynn was so Tyrell is green.
Mm-hmm.
So Flynn won. Because him and Skylar were tied for most cities.
Mm-hmm.
But online they did an errata actually to the rules. And it was the most land. If it's a tie, then the most land. Whoever's the most land wins.
Okay.
So they're in the rule book. It actually says because there's like I forget the names. Whatever. There's like cities, or like in Catan there's settlements and then cities.
Yeah.
So there's like 1 point things worth 2 points.
It's
and
like
in the
keeps
rule
and
book,
strongholds or something.
yeah, in the rule book, it's whoever has the most things worth 2 points wins.
Mm-hmm.
But then they did an errata online and changed it to whoever's the most land wins.
Which I think makes more sense.
Yeah, because I bet after 1,000 plays, some people were like, it's actually unfair. Like a couple people probably have more or closer access to the, like this. Yeah, probably a couple people are like one closer to
Yeah.
the
how everything
twos,
is
you know, so
spaced.
it's actually not fair. So, Skylar, good thing. I'm glad Skylar looked it up because then I think Skylar would have won, and she didn't deserve to win. But we did play one thing wrong with the turn. So there's these tracks you can bid on, and one of the tracks, I don't know why we thought this. After Skylar said it, I was like, why did we do it that way? We did it like whoever is first place goes first, and then we just went to the left. But it's actually supposed to be in turn order for the bid on the track. And she was like, I'm pretty sure I would have won because there's multiple fights that I lost just because I didn't attack first.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes a lot more sense because then you would be fighting on that track a lot more to get in first place. Because some people were just like, I'm just gonna bid nothing on this track because I don't care if I go last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how we played it the first time around because we really did bid on the track a lot. We just still didn't comprehend how like resupplying and
yeah. I think we get the whole game. I think after that last play is like now I think at least me and Flynn, Skylar get the whole game. Like in Jazzy and Anthony was their first time.
Yeah.
So, but they get the game more now. It was also Flynn's first time, but if you tell him like, hey, we played this game, then he just goes and looks up every that game.
Yeah.
Dude, half the time I swear he goes out and he sits in the parking lot.
He didn't play with us?
The first time, no. He lied to me and had work. Remember?
That's right, because Gary was supposed to come over.
Yes.
You liar.
Yeah. I don't have work. And then Gary
bailed, because he's an asshole.
Bailed, even though he didn't agree to do it in the first place.
How dare you?
Counts as bailing. Oh, shit. Josh texted me. I should probably text him back.
Oh, yeah? Now you're the guy that doesn't text back? Shame.
Well, since Josh was on the podcast, don't say what it says, but you can look at the message. But don't say what it says. I love Josh. That's my boy. He contacts me, but he's like, "Oh, now I want." It's like now I'm desperate and I need something. Like, Dom, let me contact you, and I'm like, I mean, I'll help, but I mean, like.
This is why I keep myself firmly in the position of almost struggling myself.
No. And I'll call him out. Like, I'm not scared. Like, I mean,
Yeah, we
I
ain't
call
scared of
people
you.
out on stuff. We fought him a lot in the past because I call him out on stuff too. And he calls me out on stuff.
We haven't fought about anything.
Never. We didn't almost get into a fist fight once. You would have
In
beat
a
my
KFC?
ass. You would have destroyed me, dude. They would have pulled you out. You would have got one hit in. They would have pulled you off.
In that KFC, out of
No, I don't know. I don't remember KFC. What
Which
you talking about at the school? When you hid my glasses?
Oh yeah, no, I'd have beat the brakes off you before they got to us.
Who was there? Who was Brandon there?
I think it was Cameron.
No, Kenny was. I know Kenny was there, but I don't remember who else was there.
It might have been Brandon or Nathan.
I think Nathan would have been able to pull you off. You would have got some hits in though.
I think that was around the time I couldn't tell them apart.
What?
I think that was around the time I couldn't tell them apart. I had just met him like maybe a week before.
Yeah, but he had my glasses. That's like when you have glasses. That's like not funny. Like imagine not being able to see.
It's not my problem.
I know. I was so mad.
No, I remember. It was worse. I hid his glasses in a short tree, so there would have been no way he'd have found them.
Yeah, I never.
They blended in.
Somebody grabbed them and took.
I
them
think
to
I told.
McDonald's.
No. You had them before you left.
No, I didn't.
You
I walked to McDonald's with
absolutely
no
did.
glasses.
You wouldn't have made it to McDonald's with no glasses.
I'm not that. I walked home with no glasses, and then somebody was like, "I have your glasses at McDonald's," so I walked to McDonald's with no glasses. I remember
Wasn't me.
having no glasses. You told somebody. I think maybe you guys left, and then you told somebody. Somebody went back for them. I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember either.
I just remember Kenny was there. That's the only person I remember being there, because I threw his Game Boy on the ground.
Rude.
You don't remember? Yeah, because I was borrowing Sapphire and playing through Sapphire, and I was like holding it. When you took my you already had them hidden, and then I was like, okay, now the joke's over. Give them back, and you're like, no, the joke's not over, and I'm like, no, the joke's over.
You don't get to decide when my joke is over.
It's my glasses. Yes.
It's my joke.
I remember you said something like, "That's assault." Like you assaulted. Like you tell me I assaulted you or something. I grabbed his shirt like
you were
this.
pushing
You're
me.
like, you assaulted me. I'm like
You keep
nobody's
this
gonna
up.
go. I'm not gonna go to jail.
No, because if they would have said something, I'd have beat the
Yeah, I
brakes
know,
off
but
you.
it's like that's assault. I remember being like, "Shut up." Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, we've never had a fight before.
No. But we do want to play Game of Thrones again.
Mm-hmm. We can cut all that out.
Hopefully it'll be shorter. But I was like, I liked it less. I was telling Skylar, I was like, I kind of wish you didn't play it the second time because that first time experience, even though like JoJo
Oh, he beat the shit out of
even
us.
though he won really easily, I had like a great experience and we were all like, that was great. Maybe you and Jordan were like, whatever.
I was
I remember
okay
how
with
you
it.
were. Jordan was like, I didn't like it, even though he won. But me and Skylar, we were like, that was awesome. I want to play that again so badly. And then we played again second time, and it's like 4 hours in, and I was like, kind of wish we hadn't played.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like was mostly we didn't get to pick who we were going to play for the first time, which I got over almost immediately. But I didn't want to play the Lannisters the first time.
Yeah, I like it being random. My thing is like I want it to be different, and I don't want somebody to be like, I'm gonna play this character till I win, and then you just play that character 10 times. Yeah, but I don't want. Maybe here I don't want to do that, so I don't let
other people do it.
But I also kind of like it just being random.
No, it doesn't make sense.
But then I said like, if you guys really, really don't want it to be random, I'm not gonna force you to. But Skylar was like, no, I want it to be random, and Jazzy and Anthony were like, we don't give a fuck. We never play this. We don't care. So Flynn and Skylar there, I think they were both kind of like, that's fine. What is it? What you gonna?
Just send a message.
So that's why we did it random. That's why everybody was that character. I didn't want to be the fucking Greyjoys. I want to be the Starks. I want to play the Starks really badly.
I don't feel like you would like the Starks.
I don't know, but I really want to play them.
Okay. So that was a half an hour on board games.
Yeah. I mean, I bought a bunch of new ones. So
No, it makes sense.
Video games.
What have you been playing?
So, do you know I basically haven't played a video game this whole year until this week. I played
February.
Apex a couple times. Yeah. I played Apex like twice, a couple hours. And I played Call of Duty a tiny bit, a little bit of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Still haven't got
I saw you on there.
Still haven't got them all for 3, but I will at some point. Soon. I should get it. I should probably just go get it.
You can wait another 14 days.
For what?
It's the second half of season 2 when they start unlocking shit for zombies. That's when it'll get fun.
Oh. I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. What?
Go on.
You don't like it?
Go on.
You never played it, have you?
Go on.
I feel like it came out. I looked up. Came out 2017. I feel like if I had played in 2017, I would have been like one of my favorite games. But now it's like
it's like, man, this is pretty good. Yeah,
it's good. It's kind of annoying. There's like, you know, there's giant machines in the game, right? It's fucking. Some of these machines are so big, it's annoying as shit. I'm like, I had to take a break because there's these hunting challenges, okay, and one was really hard, and I was getting mad, and I was like, once I beat the hunting challenge, I was like, okay, I need to stop for a couple days.
Yeah,
because they're just some things that are super big, and it's like I'm supposed to be high enough level to be able to defeat this, and it's still fucking horde,
still beating you,
pain in the ass, and the thing is like it hits you like hard.
Oh yeah,
it's like giant thing.
It's like a robot T-Rex beating the shit out of you.
That's the only thing that's a little bit annoying. When I fight the humans, I'm like easy.
Yeah.
Mowing through them. But then that's the only thing that's kind of annoying is giant machines. And one thing that's maybe a little bit interesting is the only way to fast travel, you have to buy fast travel packs to be able to fast travel. They are super cheap, like $2, but still you have to buy them.
I like that.
To be able to fast travel, you can't just bounce all over the place for free, which I do kind of like. Well, I didn't like it when I thought they were really, when you couldn't buy them and you just got some randomly, because I got like 5 or whatever in like 6 hours of gameplay just from looting a thing, and I was like,
yeah, this is obnoxious.
I was like, oh my god! But then I was like, oh, you can buy them for like $2. I'm like,
okay.
Oh, okay. Then I bought a bunch. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But
that's a mechanic I really love in games, where you take something that's been like a common thing and you force them to use that function either sparingly or they charge for it. Like I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, you did.
And you have to pay to save the game. You have to pay in-game currency to save the game. It's like 200 coins to save your game.
Yeah, this Horizon Zero Dawn is like you have to save it.
Yeah.
And it like doesn't really auto-save.
Well, no. Like if you back out, you lose your save. If you close the app, you lose your save.
That's crazy.
Yeah. If you don't buy this thing and save it, you basically lost all that progress. If you die, you go back to the last like load point, but that's not really saving your game. So it got pretty obnoxious when you run out of money and you're just like, I can't turn the game off because I'm going to lose all my progress.
Oh, that's funny.
Later in the game, you get the ability to make them, but until you get there, it's like you're stuck.
So I would say it's good. It's fun. It's a good game.
Out of 10?
I don't know. I'm like 12 hours in or something.
You could rate it at 12 hours.
Steam
will let you do it at 2.
Yeah, I mean, at least an 8.5 because there is some kind of really annoying things. The story's interesting though because it's like post-apocalyptic, but everybody forgot.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's machines, and then like the story. So it's kind of interesting because you're like, there's like 2 stories going on, like what's happening in the world and then the backstory. And I like just want to know the fucking backstory.
No, I get that.
I don't give a fuck about what's going on in the world. All these people are dead. I'm like, just let me know. Like this giant machine door that opens up, and I'm like, let me know what's going on. Even though I kind of can figure out a good amount of it. I don't really want to spoil it, but you can kind of, or like once it like reveals to you what's going on, which is like, I don't know, a few hours into the game, it reveals like what's actually happening, and then you're like, okay, I kind of understand.
You can kind of get the
gist of like everything pretty much. I'm sure there's still gonna be a couple things where it's like, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's kind of interesting since it's like post-apocalyptic and prehistoric, like it's like the same thing. So it just reminds you so much of Far Cry Primal. Yeah. But not in gameplay, just in like the world. Yeah,
I get that.
Kind of.
Or like Ark.
Yeah, but except
It's
Far Cry
better.
Primal was first person shooting, was first person.
Yeah.
So some of it reminds me a lot of that, even though there's giant machines going around.
Yeah.
The only other annoying thing, a little bit why you can't like rate it higher, is a couple of annoying things, and another one is like so you can so in like Ghost of Tsushima, what do? Call a horse, get on a horse, ride, boom. This one
Done.
you gotta like go up to a machine, sneak up to it, and then like override it, and then get on it, and then ride it somewhere, and then eventually it'll just like go away, and then you have to do that again. So I mean like that's fine, you know, it's not like super like ugh,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit like just let me call a fucking thing,
Yeah.
just let me whatever he does to get bring the horse, just let me do that.
Yeah.
I get like
No, I
what
get
you're
it.
trying to do. You're trying to like have it more like having to run everywhere, traverse stuff.
Yeah.
Also, one thing is maybe I thought there would be more like climbing and platforming stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not really a whole lot of that. It's more
That makes sense.
running. I just assumed it would be more like Uncharted, Tomb Raider like, where you'd be climbing on stuff.
Yeah.
But there is some climbing, but it's not like a big part of the game.
Well, Sony's always struggled with like balancing that shit.
Yeah, maybe
I think-
some games like I was like there's some Uncharted I'm like a little bit too much climbing, a lot of climbing.
I think Ghost of Tsushima did it the best, where they like balanced gameplay, story, and like traversal.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima's
It's top notch.
that's so good.
Just waiting for a second one.
Apparently they're gonna make one.
I know.
I don't know if I even want.
Unless they use a different main character, I don't know if I want to play it.
Yeah, I want a second one because I want that world, but I'm like if they're just gonna do the same thing, then like why?
Yeah.
Like because it's based off of a real historical thing or
Mhm.
inspired by real. Let's not say based. It's gotta be inspired by. I don't know if it's really based off of.
Oh, like somebody's gonna fact check us.
Um.
It's a true story.
You could take me to court for that. All right,
I'll stake my life on.
And that's it. That's it. What you been playing? I saw you play Kingdom Hearts.
A little bit.
You beat it?
Nope.
No? Yep. You looked pretty far when I saw.
I haven't played it since.
Since that day.
Since
Christmas
that
Eve.
day. Yeah. I haven't played it since Christmas Eve. I found out that the Mafia games
I
were.
thought you already played them.
I played 1 and I had 3. Mafia 2 was one of the free games that I didn't realize I had, so I started playing Mafia 2. I was like, I want this story. At the end of Mafia 1, spoilers.
I think I know what you're.
What?
No, go for it. I think I know
Okay.
what happens.
You turn in your boss, your like the mob boss, and then you basically go into like witness protection. And towards the end of like the cutscenes, somebody shows up and just like assassinates your character.
Yeah.
Just like I
you
get
just
that.
die, right?
Yeah, it's just a cutscene. It's like somebody walks up and gives you, good old double barrel to the chest. And in the second game, halfway through the game, you do that mission. You are the character that kills you.
I heard about this, but I didn't know you like double barrel shotgun.
You actually walk up and you shoot the character from the first game. I'm like, that's fucking nuts.
That's kind of okay.
That's because you see the characters. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean,
And
that's okay. It's just I kind of don't like when they like kill off a character of a game you play.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like GTA did that, didn't they? They kill off.
You have
Who's
the
the guy
choice
Trevor
to.
kills? No, who's the guy Trevor kills in his opening scene?
Oh, Johnny.
Isn't that a player character from?
He was a player from one of the DLCs from 4.
Yeah, so it's like you play this character and then they just like kill him. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I know. I kind of don't like that.
No, I get it. It does suck.
But that seems like it's trying to do like an emotional. Was it trying to like?
It's like it sucks because you see your character die in the end of the first game, and then you kind of get clues and hints towards what's going on, and then you show up and it's like, oh no, I'm the one who did it.
Yeah, kind of like that more because
Oh.
it's probably is trying to. I feel like it's trying to get like an emotional thing.
Yeah.
When like Trevor kills Johnny, it's like
Meh.
whatever.
It's like,
who
oh,
cares?
Johnny's dead.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of don't.
Because they didn't use that character. You don't get to see anything else about that character, and then
Yeah.
Trevor just kills him. This one, you don't know it's him until you get there, and you're like, oh shit, it's him. Then you get a trophy. You get a trophy pops when you complete that mission. I was like, that's fucked.
I saw some video where they say like you kill the character, something like that.
Yeah, and then I think the second game, your character appears in the third game, so they're
Is
keeping
the
that
third one
trend.
a prequel?
No, it's after Vietnam.
Okay.
So the first one's
I thought the third.
the first one's just after World War One. The second one is right around World War Two, like the end of World War Two, and the story progresses. And then 3 is right after Vietnam.
You never played L.A. Noir, right?
I played like 3 hours of it. My cousin owned it.
Still think about that game.
It's a good game.
I don't know why I think about it sometimes. Kenny has it.
It's a great game.
Or is it over there? I don't see it.
Pause. Let's find out. I don't see it. You know your games.
I borrowed it to. Well, they're in alphabetical. It's PS3 alphabetical order, so it should be like right there. Nope. Kenny borrowed it. He's like, I'll play it, and then I'm assuming he never played it.
Unless it's
what's that game beneath Killzone?
I was gonna say unless it's the one under Killzone. I don't think it's L.A. Noir.
I can't see it.
It's Killzone.
Is that Killzone? Yeah, because that Killzone trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Killzone 3 actually is dude. I don't know, something about that game. I love that game. That's a great game. Killzone 3. I want to play it again. Killzone 3 is so good. I don't know what it is about Killzone 3, but I love that game. It's gotta be up. Honestly, out of like all those games, let's take Call of Duty out. Out of all those games, honestly, Killzone 3 is probably up top 5 for like maybe.
Never played them.
Killzone. Honestly, you don't have to play the first two. You just play Killzone 3. You don't even need to know the story. You can kind of maybe like if you wanted to. I mean, you're not gonna probably, but if you wanted to, like maybe watch a video about Killzone 1 and 2.
I can watch a video about it.
Definitely not about Kill. You definitely don't have to play Killzone 1. It's like a PS2 game. That's like not. I would recommend.
When I played Red Faction Guerrilla, I went back and watched the story for the Red Faction series just because I wanted to know more.
So that's what I would recommend. Just watch a video about 1 and 2, and then play 3. Because I something about 3. I don't know, man. I love Killzone 3. Anyways, let's move. What else?
An unholy amount of Call of Duty.
I know. You gotta stop.
Non-stop. I have, drumroll please, 525 hours in Call of Duty.
Don't you have a full-time job? And
I do.
And a girlfriend and a dog?
I do. Yeah. I found out they mash your hours from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 together. So whatever I played in Modern Warfare 2 and what I played in Modern Warfare 3 is the 500 hours.
Oh, well, that's a little bit better.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Over a year.
Yeah.
That's still a lot, but it's better than... I thought you meant in the past 2 months. I was like, that's crazy.
21 days? No.
That's insane.
Yeah. No, that's ridiculous. But I have been playing a lot of it. I have some gripes with it, so I've taken a break. That's why I'm playing Mafia.
What's the gripes?
They promise a lot of stuff for the zombies mode, which is the only reason I was playing. And they basically said, we know you're going to come back for zombies, so we're going to put a pause on it. We're not going to do anything for zombies until halfway through season 2.
So they're doing zombies?
They've been doing zombies. Zombies was actually great.
Is it,
it's like DMZ zombies, so big open
world.
world.
Yeah, right. That I forgot. Yeah.
I love it. I honestly love it.
Did you... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Did you hear about the rumor of Xbox that's going to happen?
Which one? There's a few.
The big rumor is that Xbox is going to stop making consoles.
Yeah.
And just make games.
I heard about that.
And that's kind of the reason they're actually buying. It's because they're so far behind in the console wars that it's like, are they really willing to put in the hundreds of millions of dollars to be able to catch up?
Yeah.
Or because like people like they're buying all these studios because they're trying to catch up in the consoles, but really now they're like, the theory is the big theory is that they're gonna not make any more Xboxes after this, and then they're just gonna make games for PlayStation and Switch.
I heard something similar. I heard they're gonna go somewhere in between PC and Xbox, where they're gonna put out an Xbox that you can upgrade like a PC. So instead of putting out a console necessarily, they're gonna put something out that you can buy parts for. That way they can play your Xbox exclusives.
They might like do something like that, but that would lower their player base even more.
I feel like it could, but it would be a middle ground because you can already play PC games, your Xbox games on PC.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to go the other way where you can play PC games on Xbox while being able to upgrade. So you don't have to continuously buy consoles.
So they might do something like that, but I feel like they're... And also, they're really trying to do no disc.
Yeah.
And the big reason for that well, one is cheaper, but also it's because Sony owns Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Every single disc that Xbox makes
They have to get
is on a Blu-ray. They're paying Sony. Every single Xbox has a Blu-ray player in it. They're paying Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And do they really want to spend all the money to try and make their own thing?
Yeah, no.
No, they're just gonna go full digital. And then they'll be like, then it might make sense. They make disc. They're like, it's Sony. If you want to make a disc for this game, you can do that.
Yeah.
We made the game. Now we give it to you. Now if you want to spend the money to put it on disc, you can do that.
And then pay them back for it. Yeah.
So
that, and I
think it would make a lot of sense if they did do that. If they're just like, we're done.
I hear a lot of garbage going around that studios want to go like subscription based, pay per hour for gaming.
Yeah.
So instead of buying a game for $60 or $70,
you don't own any of the games. Do you know that?
Yeah, unless it's on a disc.
No, you still don't own the games on disc either.
Technically,
you
no.
do not own that game. You own the disc.
Yeah.
You own the license to play the game. Your movies, you don't own your movies. You own
Yeah.
the license to play the movie.
But they can't take away a disc.
No, no, they can't. But someday they will take away your games that you bought and downloaded.
They already.
They
have.
will take. They already. They were going to take what game? They were going to take some way game away, delete it off of people's plays and Xboxes, and everybody was so mad they stopped. But
was it PT?
No, it was just happened recently.
Oh, okay.
But someday they're going to do that.
Yeah.
They're going to take away the games. They're going to say 10 years. You bought this game 10 years ago. You had a 10-year license. They're going to make it not unlimited. They're going to be like, you have a 10-year license to play the game.
And it's going to be in one of the updates where it's like terms and services. Yeah.
Do that. Apparently, all Xbox 360 servers are shutting down in July.
Nice. Sarcasm.
PlayStation's still going for a little while.
Who knows? One of the reasons I stopped playing Call of Duty though is because I got a thing. Actually, I'm gonna go grab it. I got a thing.
What is it, everybody? What do you think? Something small. In his hand. It's a Game Boy. What is that?
It's a Abernac 35XXH. It's an emulator.
Oh, okay.
It has 5,000 games on it.
5,000? That's too many.
That's why I just sorted them. Come on. It's doing a little load thing.
That's too many because you'll never play all of them.
I don't need to play all of them. Come on. 1 second.
Someday we'll buy a Switch.
Just buy one of these. So I want you to see. It can emulate all of these.
Mm-hmm.
And
legally?
Yeah, of course. And you can just add your games that you want onto it because it has a chip in the bottom. So you go down to, I don't know, like Game Boy Advance games because that's where I'm at. It has all of these fucking Game Boy Advance games. This is easier.
Army man.
This is easier. You can see the numbers. Has 232 Game Boy Advance games. Just Game Boy Advance. So what you do, you just sort them into your favorites. Yeah. I've been playing...
Tactics, goddammit.
Yeah!
Tactics again.
Yeah. I've been playing an unholy amount of Pokemon on this.
Oh, I bet.
It's so much fun. But this is where I've spent most of my time.
Are you bouncing around between different Pokemons?
I'm playing Silver right now, and I got probably 20 hours in Silver.
Okay.
But the way you can
That's not an ungodly amount.
It is when this has an 8-hour fucking battery life.
Can you at least play it while it's plugged in?
Yeah. Yeah. So...
Oh, wait.
Oh, my fucking God.
I can't find whatever. There was some...
I now have 5 hours because I just accidentally saved over my own file. I just lost.
Just now?
Just now.
How? How'd you even do that?
Because I went to go load and I pushed the wrong button.
Did you really just go back? Did you just really just lose 15 hours of your life?
So there's load game and there's save game, and I went to the wrong one and I was like, oh yeah, my second file, and I saved over it. So I now have 15 hours, 2 badges instead of 6, and I lost most of my Pokemon.
You only lost 5 hours then. I thought you
I
maybe
hope
lost
it's only-
15 hours.
I hope I only lost 5
Also,
hours.
maybe you had more than 20 you didn't realize.
Because
you just had 2 badges. So you got 4 badges in 2 hours? In 5 hours?
something like that, yeah.
I guess that's fine.
It's not the worst in the world.
Yeah, once you get past a little bit, then you can try to kind of
There's so many hours of just sitting there fucking training. Oh my god. You know what's worse? Is I saved a while back in like save file 3 at like 10 hours in case I accidentally did that. I was like, yeah, I'll just have a backup save, and I just never backup saved.
Alright. We're good on video games?
I want to fucking shoot myself.
We're good on video games?
Oh my god.
Alright. Moving on to movies. Alright, movies. Watched a couple movies.
My ears are getting hot. I'm so pissed.
I watched
oh my god.
You know what I watched? The A-Team movie.
Yeah?
It's
a good movie.
Just a fun, dumb movie, dude. Dude, you know what it's kind of got the same plot as fucking, The Losers. It's like, it's like the same movie, basically.
Yeah.
But that's just a fun, dude. It's like they're driving. I was like laughing. It's like, no, they're flying a tank, and it's so serious, and you're like laughing, and they're flying through the air, and it's just funny, dude. It's just a fun, man. If you hate that movie, something's wrong with you. That's a funny movie, dude. It was hilarious. I watched all 4 of the late 90s, and then one was the late 80s, one was early 2000s of the Jack Ryan movies.
Oh yeah.
I think something like that. Maybe 2 or 80s. I don't know. There's A Hunt for Red October. That's the only one who's Patriot. No, not Patriot Games. Patriot Game? No, not Patriot. That's a different movie. Whatever. 2 will have Harrison Ford in it, and one has Ben Affleck. 2002. The Sum of All Fears.
Okay.
Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman. And those are just good movies. I already watched all. I've already seen them multiple times each movie. They're just all just good movies. Me and Skylar watched Ant-Man Quantumania.
Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
It was okay. Definitely not as bad as everybody says it was.
I know, right?
I really want to watch Madam Web, because everybody says it's the worst movie ever made, and I just want to watch it. Yeah, I just want to watch it. What are you?
I am tethering one phone to the other so I can check an app because it needs Wi-Fi to look.
And what else did we do? Skylar wants to watch Starship Troopers, which is a great movie.
Can we backpedal to games for like half a second?
Yeah.
I am so fucking obsessed with Helldivers 2 right now.
Are you playing it?
It's only on PS5. I want you to know now.
Videos?
I want you to know now. If I could physically play Helldivers, I would have canceled today. And then probably next week and the week after. I want to play it so bad.
Looks fun.
It looks so fun. I need it in
I
my
love people
life.
taking it serious, and I love it. It's so good.
There was a guy who jumped in to help somebody else, and then towards the end, towards our exfil, the plane had landed. They just needed to get on it. He killed the other 3 teammates, and one of the guys was streaming. So he took off, and the other 3 didn't get to exfil. They basically, in that stream, were like, screw that guy. Everyone watching jumped on like Reddit and Twitter and shit and was like, yeah, here's a clip of this guy being an asshole. They made it canon lore that person has a bounty on their head for being a traitor.
Good.
So like you can change your name in game, stop playing, or publicly apologize, but there's canonically a bounty on your head. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Now, the only thing is people might do crazy shit on purpose to try and get noticed.
They have been.
So you gotta know, you gotta like be wary. You gotta be like, when are they doing shit on purpose just to be annoying, or when are they like?
Yeah. No, there's a huge issue with higher level players messing with lower level players.
I'm sure there is.
Just for like fun because there's friendly fire.
I feel like I would like any game with friendly. I don't know if I can just play a game with friendly fire again because I went through so much incredible toxicity in Rainbow Six Siege that like I want to play Helldivers, but I don't know if I could like.
I think it's a a small amount of people ruining it for a large amount of people.
Siege was crazy.
But the other issue is, like, the CEO has already said he's never adding PvP to that game because they understand how toxic it is. And they're potentially going to add a toggle for friendly fire just for that reason.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Remember Division? Doesn't have friendly fire, but it's just I just feel
It sucked.
the same way about that.
It fucking sucked. All right, back to movies.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Helldivers 2?
Helldivers
There's so many
2.
clips. This is
Helldivers
so
2.
great.
I've watched
It's like,
so
go
many
on
streams.
without me.
Yeah.
Exfil, you guys can make it.
The amount of
Johnny, run!
the amount of videos.
Run!
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I love it. They're like, we're losing. They're like, but brothers, there's some bunch of stuff on TikTok where people are like, Xbox players watching their PlayStation brothers go through hell.
Oh yeah.
We're supporting you back here at home.
Those super citizens, yeah.
Stuff like that. We love you. We support you.
They've started so many petitions to get that game on Xbox because of the Halo players want to play it.
I think it will.
I think it might. It might eventually.
I think maybe they will if they're like, hey, Xbox, are these true rumors true? We're just gonna go stop. We're just gonna make stuff for us, and then it's like, then they might as well just put everything on Xbox.
Yeah.
If they're gonna stop selling and stuff. But then here's the thing: they probably want Xbox and PC. They don't want it just Xbox, you know. So it'd have to be Xbox and PC.
Well, Helldivers is on PC and PlayStation.
Is it on
5.
PC? Okay.
Yeah, it's only exclusive to those two. So I mean, it's not on Switch or
See,
anything.
that's so weird. Where it's like it's on PC but not Xbox.
Yeah, but
Like
Microsoft.
every Xbox game is on PC, but not every PC game
Yeah.
is on Xbox.
So people are buying PCs just to play this game. The issue is there's a server cap.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, dude, I saw this one clip, and this guy's going through the tutorial, and apparently, I'm assuming you know this, but where the tutorial like doesn't tell you enough on purpose because it wants you to be underprepared going into the battle.
Yes,
because
they
it,
said
like,
that.
wants you to feel as if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And this one guy in the middle of the tutorial that barely teaches you, it just throws him into the game because he was like, oh, because they needed help, so it forced him out of the tutorial and threw him into the game. And it was like, he's like, what's happening? What's going on? He's like, drop shit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you ready? And he goes, no! No, I'm not ready!
Yeah.
It just drops him and he's like, what do I...
Yeah. No, well, there's a section in there where it tells you about like friendly fire, and the objective is to like dive, and you're supposed to lay prone and crawl under sentry guns.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't tell you how to crawl. It tells you how to dive though. So a lot of people, you have to sprint to dive, and they just hold the sprint button, so you just get back up and you immediately die. And it's through trial and error. It's like, oh, right now I have infinite lives. Let me just keep doing this until I figure it out. But they want you to do that because when you're in the missions, if something doesn't work and you keep dying, they want you to figure it out for yourself. But it is oh my God, it is such a clip like hype game.
You know, I think my dad said somebody did that in basic training and died.
It
It stood up.
yeah.
He freaked out.
The amount of
stood up.
clips I've seen where somebody
He was
walks,
like, it was great. We had the day off.
I think he's told me about that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've definitely said this before. He's like,
Oh yeah.
but now I'm like, did that actually happen? I don't know. Because if I asked him, he might not remember. Maybe he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, he was like, I was like, oh, he's like, I didn't know him. He's like, but we all got the day off. We all just got to hang out for the rest of the day. We got like food.
Oh
They
yeah.
were like, you guys just chill. We're done for the day.
The amount of clips I've seen where somebody walks in front of a turret
Yeah.
and then it just like blows their head off and it hard clips to Jarhead, where it's like, if you'd have just listened to me, he would still be alive right now.
All right. Movies. We're on movies.
I was opening up my phone for the movies.
All right. Well, what you play? What you watch?
So I got this app called Blink, and it has almost everything. So I've been watching a lot. I've watched half season of Copper, half season of Spartacus. I'm still watching this one.
You bet. Watching Copper again?
Yeah,
That was good.
it's 3
Good
seasons.
show.
I saved all 5 seasons of Falling Skies.
Must be movies.
I know. I'm just scrolling
Oh,
through
my
it.
cousin Vinny. Oh,
It's a great movie, right?
so fucking
Here, I'll go to my search list. So we got.
He's got almost. We'll show Skylar my cousin Vinny one day.
There we go.
Almost watched it.
Super Troopers 1 and 2, Beer Fest. I have
I never
Velocipaster
watched
saved.
2.
Was gonna watch it today. The Founder. Okay, we'll just skip everything else. that fucking movie.
You said it. Do you want to tell the people?
So the movie is about the founder of McDonald's. Being a founder doesn't mean you've created it. It's the person who partnered to franchise it.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Didn't create shit.
He just put the money into to make it bigger.
He didn't do nothing.
He's the person who found it and then made it bigger. Ray Kroc is the guy that founded McDonald's and then took it from the McDonald's.
That's why I don't want to watch it, because it's like the bad guys win. I'm like,
yeah.
I know it's real life. I said this. I was like, I know it's real life, but if I'm gonna watch a movie, I don't want the bad guys to like win, and then it's like, oh, the bad guys won and they were wealthy and they had a happy life.
What's worse is he is a piece of garbage person and nothing bad happens to him.
Yeah.
Like he has a few.
That happens a lot.
He has a few
murderers.
No. It's so much worse than that.
I don't think it's worse than murder.
It's worse than that. He ruined so many people's lives. They might as well have been dead. He goes through so many different like schemes, or like what do they call them? Like get rich quick kind of schemes.
Okay.
And it's a lot of them fail, and then he just decides these McDonald's guys know what they're doing. Let's franchise it.
I've seen that clip a bunch where he's like they get the burger and he's like,
Order
the burger.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's the burger. He's like, you can make a burger in 30 seconds. Like, no, we pre-made it. He's like, pre-made it.
Yeah, that's
imagine like that was never in anybody's mind to like pre-make something for people. Be like, pre-make it, and then now every single thing that you eat is pre-made.
Yeah.
Soda, they used to just make soda. They're like, oh, let me a soda. Oh, let me make it for you.
Yeah. And there's some places that do. Yeah, it's a lot of like, this is an old soda bar. We make everything fresh by hand.
There's this guy on TikTok that makes like classic milkshakes and stuff. You seen that guy?
That guy's awesome.
He's just like, he's always like smiling. He's always like
living his best life.
Click. He's always like, get 2 scoops. Boom. Boom.
Yeah. But back to the movie.
I've seen you seen the guy on TikTok for the Sacramento printing press?
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
The people from like the museums were at work doing this presentation thing, and they were talking. They were like mentioned him. They like knew him, and they like worked at that museum or whatever.
I want to go so bad.
I was like, that guy, and a couple people were like, who? I'm like, you gotta watch. He's like famous.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
oh yeah.
Real quick, sorry, we're on movies. This is the tangent part. Movies is. I saw Cybertruck on the way to work the other day.
Oh, you saw a Cybertruck? How was it? Was it mind blowing?
Big as shit.
Yes.
I did a triple take, not a double take. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this fucking like.
They're huge.
God damn.
Yeah, they're huge.
That's it. It was just big in Sacramento. I don't know where the fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Should I finish about Founder?
Yes. God damn it.
We haven't done this in a while. So basically, he takes over a different company, or creates a different company, buying the plots of land that puts the McDonald's down. Instead of letting the franchisees find out where they want to, he picks a spot and says, you build here, and then you lease from me, and that's how I make my money.
Mm-hmm.
The money you make can go to the McDonald's. Well, he puts out so many that it's hard for the original 2 to kind of keep up and oversee everything. He basically just says, I'm going to do whatever because I'm making more money than you. And since I have more money, even if we go to court, I can just outspend you. And he even admits he knows he's in the wrong. He knows he'll lose a court battle if they ever make it there, but they have to pay for it. And he's basically bankrolled them. All he has to do is just stop bankrolling them.
Yeah.
So they decide they're going to renegotiate their contract and give him the company. He's going to basically take it from out underneath him. And one of the conditions to their contract is like a 1% royalty on all McDonald's in perpetuity. Which, when you think about it, a lot of money.
Take it.
A lot of money.
I'd take that in a heartbeat, dude.
He's like, I can't, because the franchisers, or the franchisees, they'll say no. And if you want this to go through, we'll make it a handshake deal, and then I'll negotiate it later. That way they can't
handshake
back
deal
out of
is
it.
legally binding.
Technically now.
Was it not back then?
There was nobody to prove that that was part of the negotiation.
You gotta get it on camera or something.
It was before they were recording it.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Witnesses.
Yeah.
You can do it with witnesses.
Apparently, he paid the lawyers to say it didn't happen. Yeah. He paid the lawyers to say it wasn't part of the deal because it wasn't in the contract.
And then you just kill him.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, $500, and I'll just like.
I was like, okay, then I'm just gonna kill you then.
Yeah.
See, I'd be like, I either go through. Next time is either go through with it, or I'm just gonna find an opportunity in like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna shoot you to death.
Yeah. But they never got their 1% royalties, which would have been hundreds of billions of dollars by now. But also, in their contract, they couldn't have their restaurant be called McDonald's anymore. He took their name from
because
them.
they had the original McDonald's.
They had the original McDonald's. Yeah. And they said, for the people who've stuck with you, you can keep the original location and everything about it, except it can't be called McDonald's. Because it'll be brand confusion.
Is it called something else now?
It was called M's Burger.
They probably changed it back, right?
No, it was called M's Burger, and he ran him out of town in 2 years.
Oh.
They basically went bankrupt, trying to keep that one restaurant.
I thought it was still standing or something.
The reason why is he put a McDonald's across the street.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, this is the McDonald's. Those are imposters. And they basically just ran out of money.
I kind of don't want to watch that. It's like a...
Don't.
Watch the bad guy win. It's like great.
Just don't.
It's like watching a movie with like a murderer, and it's like, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into this conversation again. It's like watching No Country for Old Men. You're like, oh, the bad guy just wins. I'm like, great. I understand it's real. It's the message. I understand the founders what really happened, but I don't want to sit there for 2.5 hours and watch a bad guy just win and have everything go right for him. I don't want to. That happens so much in real life. I watch a movie so I don't have to see that. I watch fucking Elon Musk do whatever the fuck he wants to do. I watch Donald Trump become president. I don't want to watch a bad person win win in a movie. So that's why I haven't watched it. But maybe I will someday.
If you ever want to get mad at something.
See, I'm just gonna get mad. There we go. I'm just gonna get mad though.
Yeah.
All right.
Not only that, just to kind of rub salt in the wound a bit more, his wife that stays with him through all of those get-rich-quick schemes, towards the end, he just divorces her and steals one of the franchisee's wives. Basically forces her to divorce her husband and marries her. And I was like, this guy's a piece of shit. He's a real piece of shit. He just lives
happy and wealthy for the rest of his life.
I don't know if he's still alive.
No, not now.
I was gonna say he was pretty old.
No, he lived.
Oh yeah, no, he made millions towards billions of dollars and just walked away with it all.
Well, anybody who's made $1 billion is a bad person. Remember that.
But what about Mr. Beast?
He hasn't made $1 billion.
He's close.
See, but maybe not. But also remember there were those allegations or whatever about Mr. Beast was like kind of.
He is a bad person. Yeah.
Towards female creators and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's been a lot of female creators that said like he was just like rude and kind of disrespectful. So maybe were you drinking that while you had gum in your mouth?
Yeah.
Stop.
You shove the gum to one side and then you drink minty Coke. Now I'm gonna put another piece in my mouth and drink this Red Bull.
That sounds disgusting, dude. Okay. Are we good with movies? Because we've just been going on for too long. I watched a bunch of movies that I had already seen, so I don't really need to talk about them, and I kind of don't remember them.
I watched a few new ones, mostly that, and basically the same story, but about BlackBerry, called Blackberry.
Yeah. Okay.
Good movie.
I was trying to cut you off, but let's just move on.
No.
So TV shows, I got to season 7 of South Park, and then I decided to take a break. I remember I texted you. What?
I remember you saying it was like, oh yeah, I made it this far. I was like,
season 8. I got to season 8. I passed season 7.
Just season 8. Jesus.
There is a lot to go. But I'm okay with taking a break. I've watched a good amount. And I knew Kenny was only dead for 1 season. I kept saying this, and people kept telling me I was wrong.
No, he was gone for a whole season.
Yeah, 1 season.
Yeah.
But I feel like I asked you, and you were like, wasn't he gone for multiple? And I think I was on the phone with Brandon, and he's like, no, he was gone for like 3 whole seasons. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was 1. I'm like, I don't want to look it up just in case something spoiled for me, you know? Then I decided to take a break, and then I was like, I should watch a new show. And you were like, here's some shows you should watch. And then I didn't do that, and I'm rewatching Fringe. Which is a great show, dude. You should watch Fringe.
I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, this is a great show. But it's back before I can watch shows whenever I want. So I gotta go back.
It's on Max.
I gotta get Max on my phone.
But that's a great show. I'm on season 3 now, and like maybe season one out of season 1, 2, and 3, one's the worst one. It's not bad though, but it does set up. You have to watch one to like it sets up the world to be able to watch two. And like if you just hopped into 2, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You can't. That's not a show you can just hop in. You have to watch from the beginning. But that's a great show. So I'm rewatching that. But there's some episodes that like they don't do a lot of story, and I'm really trying my hardest to watch through those really fast. I'm not trying to be like Cold Case, because Cold Case like almost every episode I watched at least like half. Maybe a couple of them I skimmed through some extra, but I watched at least. So that took me a long time to get through. I'm trying to go through Fringe faster. There's at least 15 episodes that I watched in like 10 minutes, like going through like all this talking exposition. I'm like, okay, some relationship stuff. I'm like, even though that's a good, interesting scene, I've already seen it. Skip, so I'm trying to get through them faster than normal. But then this third season had like a lot of really good, interesting stuff happen that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch this. But just not this episode, but this just the episode before this one, I watched it in like 17 minutes. So I'm like, I'm doing it because I can only do it on the computer because it fast forwards so quickly. Boom, boom, boom. Just this. I try to watch on my PlayStation, and it's like, Max is so fucking dumb. It's like,
you gotta push buttons and then wait.
It's like record. It's like fast forward.
Yeah.
So stupid. Just like on the computer, it's like 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. So easy. Just do that. That's it. That's all I've been watching.
I started watching Avatar.
OG?
Don't.
The OG?
No.
Why not? Don't watch it. Why?
No, the new one.
Oh.
I walked in.
Oh no.
On episode 2.
You got so sad? No.
Yeah.
No.
Walked in on episode 2. And with a gun to my head, my family's life at stake, I couldn't tell you if it was the show or the movie. They look exactly the same. I was like, oh my god, it's so bad.
I saw this TikTok that said the dialogue was terrible. They're like some of the worst dialogue I've ever seen. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, every single person with gray hair is just an exposition machine that they basically every single, in the first episode at least, they go, well, as you know, blah, 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 this is how the world works, blah, blah, blah. And then like every old person, just, I'll tell you how the world works. And then somebody comments, they were like in 7th grade English class, I remember learning like, show your reader, don't tell your reader how the world is. Don't tell them this is how the world works. Show them this is how the world works. And it's like, that's like media literacy lesson 1. And from what I heard, so a couple TikToks, people were like, and that's the number 1 lesson they failed. Like,
they had it so easy because if you watch the anime or the show, whatever you want to call it, if you watch it, it tells you how the world works in the first minute of every episode. And they don't change it. They just watch the intro. This is how the world was. And then the Fire Nation attacked. That's all you need to know.
You don't need to know what happened afterwards. They show you what happens afterwards in every episode.
That's it.
Literally every episode of the first season, they show you this is what happened after the Fire Nation attack.
Yeah. And then, like, they need a whole 45-minute episode. It's like, so this is why this happens, or this is why we can't do this. We're going to keep telling you. And I was looking at it, I was like, this is so fucking bad. They were praising how good it was because it got a 60, I think that's like a 60% on Rotten Tomato.
From the critics.
Yeah.
Not from I guarantee you, not from the fucking...
The movie got a 6%. So they were like, yeah, it's so much better than the movie. Watch it. It's like,
yeah. The show's got to be at like 90 or something.
Yeah. But yeah, the bending, it's not the worst.
Somebody said I thought the bending was okay.
Yeah. It, like, visually, it's hard to do what they want to do with the bending. I get it.
There was one scene I saw, it was side by side, and it shows Aang in the intro or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? On an air ball going around, like, wee, and then hitting something. Yeah. And it showed it, like, what it would look like in real life. And it was like, some things are meant to be animated. And it looked lame as shit. He's, like, on this shitty little... It looked like a ball of dirt. It didn't look like air. It was like a ball of dirt. And he's, like, going slowly because he's actually on, like, wires and he can't just fly through the air. Yeah. And he's like, woo, and, like, tink, ah.
Well, that's one of the issues they had with the movie is how do you show air? The reason they animate it in the or in the show is supposed to be like kind of light blue. It's air. You can't see that. They color it so that the people watching can see it in the animation. In the movies, you have to incorporate like dust and dirt. So
but then it just looks like mud.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like air. It looks like a ball of dirt. And I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah. Add a ripple. Make it see-through and add a ripple. The people who are fighting the airbenders don't know where the attacks are coming from.
Just have it be clear, but just like
distort.
Super wavy.
Yeah. Just distort it.
Yeah, that's it. Boom.
We solved their problem. Netflix, call us.
Yeah.
But just, I feel like whoever was in charge of line delivery, it was their first day, should have been their last day.
Yep. Everybody was saying the guy who plays Zuko is a terrible actor.
He's a good actor. Like, he fits the character pretty well. It's just every line he delivers is so fucking wrong.
The problem is with bad writing, it's so hard to act bad writing well. So they're trying to act this bad writing good, and they just literally can't do it.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem. It's like, and then people blame the actor. And it's like, it's not their fault. It's the writing is so bad that you cannot act it well.
I think what they should have done, not that I'm a fucking expert or anything, but watching enough shows, you know how shows work. They should have emphasized his emotions more through his actions than how he talked. And the way he just says his lines, the emphasis is in the wrong portions of the dialogue. And it just...
That's directing.
It seems so fucking wonky.
That's directing. That's not even acting, that's directing.
Yeah.
That's a bad director. That's what that is.
And it's just so
if
fucking
your delivery's
bad.
wrong, the director's got to tell him this is not how you're delivering it wrong.
And I feel like he had the lines down. It's just they went through it so many times to find the right way to say it. They just picked the wrong cuts. And it just looked so bad. I feel like they tried too hard and didn't just let the show be the show.
See, then people like, how come One Piece is so fucking good and then this is so fucking bad? Like, what? Like, why?
Also, they removed key features.
Oh, no, you know why? Because Ichiro Oda was involved in the making of the show.
Yeah.
And you know what they did with the fucking original creators of Avatar? Kicked them out. They left, but they kicked them out because of creative differences, because they didn't want to let them run the show that they wanted. And guess what happened? Your show's shit. That's what happens. Let the original creators... Now, the things, you can't let them run away with it, be totally in control. Or else you get like fucking Star Wars or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You gotta let them have a lot of creative input.
Yeah. Ugh. It just feels like somebody described them the show and then they tried to make it. That's how it feels like.
They never watched it, they just read it.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's probably true. They probably read about the show and then decided to make it. That's probably what happened. Because also they say, like, I don't know, my drama teacher told us that he's like, don't watch... We did the Breakfast Club. He's like, don't watch the movie. Just get the characters. And I kind of get where he was coming from, but I was like, we could have just watched the movie.
Yeah.
And just acted
You
like
want it
that.
to be your own.
So they probably did something like that where it's like, don't watch the show, make like your whole idea, and then like watch the show. I bet something like that happened. And I was kind of like, or you could just fucking watch the show and just...
I feel like they should have tried to make their show, like, plot out the episode, and then watch the episode, the animated version, and then bridge the gap between the two.
Yeah, and then, man...
And I feel like they just completely left out everything. Like, if you want... I want to watch the second episode with you.
I don't have Netflix.
I have it on my phone.
Phone.
We'll watch it on my phone.
I don't want to watch it.
We'll watch it on my phone.
At all.
I got two phones. You take one, I take the other.
All right.
It's so bad.
We're gonna get a little bit more of a move on. We're trying to get through this quicker.
Sure, we can cut off the rest of this.
All right, let's just go through we can go through them kind of quickly. Sports. I knew the Chiefs were gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yep, it's in the script.
Months ago.
I knew from the script from like November.
I'm kind of. I don't know. I kind of feel like if you were like, people were like, I have evidence. I have a lot of circumstantial evidence it's rigged. I would be like, okay.
Even if it was hard evidence, people would be like, okay, sure.
You know, the Chiefs had the most holding calls called on them the entire year, and they had 0 in the Super Bowl and 1 in the playoffs.
When was the last time you stopped the camera?
Right now.
Okay. I just looked over. I was like, we should probably do that. But yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. And also, dude, honestly, I was telling them at work, I was like, I'm kind of over football because like it's like, oh, you just get a top five defense and the best quarterback in the league, and you just won the Super Bowl, like almost every year. And it's like,
Yeah.
so why even have 32 teams? That's boring. Why even have 32 teams? You're like, so like I kind of like I'm like next year I'm just gonna watch the regular season all the way up to the playoffs and then be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because I want to know how the playoff seeding works. So like I'll pay attention to that once they get to the playoffs. I'm like, okay, I don't care anymore because I know that just probably the team with the best quarterback's gonna win. And it's like, oh, yay,
Go Jets.
yeah. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. In I don't know. In basketball, the Kings are they
Okay.
slid a little bit. They're in the play-in right now. They're like the 6th seed.
Somewhere. Top
They're
10.
the 7th seed. They're the 7th seed.
Top 10.
Yeah, as long as you're top 10.
As long as you're top 7.
As long as you're top 10. But Sabonis got on the Kings. Sabonis, he bitch, I'm busy. He's leading the league in triple doubles
Nice.
and double doubles.
Nice. Double sounds so good right now.
He's playing great, but he didn't make it all. Leads the league in triple doubles. Leads the league in double doubles. I think. I know triple doubles.
Sure.
He's gonna get the double leader of Kings all time this year.
Franchise history.
Franchise history. He's gonna make it this year. And he did make it all NBA team.
I heard that there was the
Not
only
all
team.
NBA team. Sorry, all star team. Yes. Dude. Actually, for the first time, I got like a notification on my phone that this hockey game ended. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why did I even get this on my phone? So you've been watching hockey?
Haven't been able to. There's nothing like.
Are there no hockey? Is hockey going on right now?
Yeah. Canucks lost last week or last night.
When do you like the hockey
Stanley
Cup? What time is it?
I want to say it's coming close, like March.
Is it April?
March or April. To Google.
The NBA play because
It's around the same time.
Honestly, it makes sense that like every like 2. Yeah, it should. I'm assuming it'd be like every 2 months, something like that, because football's in February. June. Interesting. I know a lot of people like against basketball, or people talk a lot of shit about NBA stuff like that, but they've had a different champion the last 5 years.
Yeah, which I kind of enjoy.
Great. I love that, right? And they've only had a repeat champion the last 6 years. Last 6 years, in the last 7-8 years, they've had the Warriors have won 3, and then everybody else has won, and then or 7 years the Warriors have won 3, and then but then other teams have won the other ones, so that's good. And then
there's a mix up.
And in football, guess what you got? The Chiefs, and then the Rams with like a super team basically.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots. And then Tom Brady. Sorry, not Patriots. Tom Brady.
Yeah. Not even Patriots. Just Tom Brady somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs.
Yeah, and it's like that's so boring, dude. It's like they need to do
dumb.
something else. It's so boring. Like it's not. Is that fun? Do you
No.
think that's fun to watch just the same? Like
That's why I don't
like,
watch it.
Dynasties are so boring in sports, dude. Like I don't know why anybody watched NBA. That's why people hate basketball now, because the Warriors just won so much. It's like, oh, I don't even want to watch anymore.
If it's a struggle, I get it.
Warriors and LeBron, it's like great.
Yeah.
So boring, dude. And it's like, so boring. I mean, I don't think hockey's had like a dynasty stuff. I don't really know.
I don't think so. I haven't dug into it.
Baseball hasn't really had dynasty stuff lately, have they?
Not lately. Not that I can think
Not lately. It's been really like kind of all over the place, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The Astros, and then like who won?
I don't remember.
Oh.
No,
Again, I've said I
Not
love
the
the
Phillies.
sport of baseball. I love it. I hate the MLB. I don't respect them at all.
yeah.
Mostly because of how they treat the game and the referees and the employees.
Well, the referees are pretty ass. So
I don't care.
No, I get it. They're still people, but they're ass, but they're still people.
I've said before, refereeing is the only job in the world where somebody can get in your face right here and scream at you as loud as they possibly can and call you as many names as they possibly want, and millions of people watching go, good, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Only job. If you're a bouncer at a club, people do that to you, but everybody watching is like, that guy's an idiot, he's drunk. You're a politician, people watching, they're like,
Somebody's got your back.
there's like half one side is like good and the other side's like you're a piece of shit, you know. But in sports, it's like 90% of people are like good. You deserve it.
I think soccer and rugby are the only two sports where people root for
rugby.
the refs.
That shit don't fucking happen in rugby. You wanna know why? Because they have control of the game and everybody respects the game. Dude, you seen that one clip where the rugby players? He's like, "No, it's my time to talk." The referee. He's like, "You listen to me when I tell you shit." Yep. He's like, "You can leave this fucking game right now." Yep. And the guy's like, "Yes, sir."
Anytime where there's like a penalty for getting in a ref's face like that, I feel like the sport is better for it. So like rugby, hockey, soccer.
The problem with baseball is you can't punish them. There's no way to punish the players.
You just kick them out. That's it.
There's literally no way to punish the players.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with the sport. And that's why everybody hates the umpires. Why there's this stuff with the umpires and refereeing, because you have to be able to control the players. Basketball, you can control them. Football, you can control them. Mm-hmm. Rugby, control them. Soccer, control them. Hockey, control them.
Yeah, there's a penalty
Baseball,
for bad behavior.
No, paintball, control them.
Yeah.
You just give them a penalty on the next point. Is basically what you do.
Yeah.
And you know, in fucking paintball, you get they do tournaments. Okay, you get kicked out the first day of the tournament. You're kicked out for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
That's how that's how every sport you do it. If you're in the playoffs and you get kicked out of the game in the playoffs or whatever.
Yeah.
Kicked out of the whole playoffs.
Your series. Yeah.
Series, or maybe that's series. Like in NBA, they should be like, you're kicked out for the whole series.
Yeah.
That's how every sport you do it.
Yeah.
That'll control the fucking players. You can't just let the players run away and do whatever they want to, or else you have chaos.
I think they should implement a rule about being removed from play for innings, where it's like you can't play for the next 2 innings. Where it's like a certain set.
There we go. A certain player can't play for the next couple of innings.
Yeah.
That could work something like that, because the problem is you can't be like, because in paintball what you do is you have one less man, and in hockey and soccer and what you do, one less person.
Yeah.
There'll be like penalty, and then it's 4-on-5, right? That's how hockey does it.
I think is it 6 players?
Or not 4, not 5, or whatever. I
think there's 6
but
players.
They're like you're in the penalty box.
Yeah.
And so then it's like that punishes you and the whole team.
Yeah.
In baseball, you can punish a player. Maybe they put that and they can punish the players, but you can't punish the whole team. You literally can't. You can't say play with one less person. You would lose. Mm-hmm. If you only had 8 people in the MLB, you lose. You would not be able to. In the outfield, like they're just
because you could just sit in that inning and just rack up points because there's a player who's down.
They would figure out like this player is gone. We're gonna do this specific thing, and then you're just gonna lose every time.
I think they should just remove that person for an inning or two. Yeah.
See, but now at this point, the players would probably never agree to that, and you have to pass the players' union or whatever to be able for that to happen.
True, but if you look at penalty-based sports, it makes sense.
They're just gonna eventually do robot umpires in baseball. You could actually probably do robot umpires.
They have been starting to introduce more sophisticated.
Yeah,
but it's so hard.
But that's still like gonna be like there's still gonna be issues. Stuff's still gonna happen, and then like they're gonna be like, well, the computer's wrong. You know, that'll happen at some point, and then it's like, well, too bad.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is like part of the sport is having a ref that makes the judgment call. Bad calls are part of the game. The issue is 1 or 2 bad calls, that's one thing. If you have a referee who's just a bad ref, there's nothing you can do about it. Angel Hernandez, he is the worst ref.
There's some basketball ref that's the same thing.
I don't know the basketball ref, but I know Angel is the worst MLB umpire.
Scott Foster, he's like terrible and everybody hates him.
Angel's been banned from the World Series. He's not allowed to work in the World Series.
That's what they did with the football.
I know they did it with a ref team.
Was it NFL?
Yeah, it was for the Cowboys game.
Yeah, they were like
they've been demoted. Yeah, they can't do playoffs. But Angel's not allowed to work the World Series or the playoffs because he's so bad.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but part of the union is he can't be fired for being bad at his job.
I'm good with baseball. They get so mad. I'm like, but you play like 160 games.
Yeah. And
you're getting like so mad about like one call in one game. I'm like, you have so many like football. I get it. You're playing 17 games.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of it is incentive based.
A little bit, you're fucked. Okay. Even basketball, you're playing 82 games.
So one game can matter. Yeah.
One game can matter. You know, but really, it's like one game. Mm-hmm. You know, you got a bunch of games. In baseball, I'm like, is it 182? 162? What is it?
I think it's 180 games.
180 games, and you're like, oh, one bad call in one game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so crazily mad about it. I'm like,
well, the issue is there's so
many opportunities. You have 179 baseball games to make up for that.
Well, the issue is you have 170, 180 games, but they play them in 4-game sets. So if you have a bad game 1 with that ref, you have 3 more games with that ref. So it's
then you only have 176 more games.
The thing is, there's only so many refs. So
I know.
it's
I'm just saying. That's how kind of I feel. Where I'm like,
I think it's fine for the first half of the season, and then when it's every time I'm at plate, you fuck with me. Yeah, you see more people thrown out the second half of the season than you do the first half because they build up shitty, impressions with each other and the staff.
Dude,
it's just
you know what I do as
sucks.
You know what I do as if I was baseball and I had a bat, I would be like, hey, catcher, if this guy throws a baseball at my face on purpose, I'm gonna hit you in the face with this bat.
Well, that's assault, for one.
So is getting a baseball thrown at your head.
Technically, no. It's part of the game.
No, not if it's on purpose.
It's part of the game.
It's. I don't care. Okay. Then I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, catcher. I'd be like, tell him that.
That's not how that works.
Take the chance.
That's not how that works.
I'd be like, go ahead, see what happens.
That's not how that works. You would get to the plate once and then just go to jail.
Fine. Not if you're really good. Mike Trout could do that and he'd be back on the field in a week.
If Mike Trout beat the shit out of a catcher with
just
a bat,
one hit.
even if he hit him one hit.
See, then I'd say, then the next time I come up to this plate, I'm going to accidentally whack you in the fucking face with this bat.
People who get accidentally whacked,
prove shit.
People who accidentally whack the catcher get kicked out of the game.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. It's
and then I'll come back in next week, and then we'll do it again.
Even accidentally, there's a punishment.
That's I'm saying that's fine. But if I get a baseball thrown at my head, hey, guess what? That guy's not. If I do that one time, guess what the catcher's? Hey, do not throw this at this guy's head.
Yeah, I would beam you in the head every time.
I'd be like, do not.
Yeah.
He's serious. He's gonna fucking whack me.
I would.
Timmy.
I would do it every single time. I would aim for the side of your fucking head every single time.
Timmy, don't do it. I watched this one sports guy. You're supposed to go through this. There's one sports guy, Colin Cowherd, and I think he has a lot of terrible takes. I knew he was fucking dumb when the Ravens, when Lamar won his MVP, right? He legitimately, not as a joke, predicted he was like, next year I think the Ravens go 16-0. That was a real prediction this man made. You're an idiot. You're dumb. There's one other guy, Nick Wright. He made a prediction the Chiefs were going to go 20-0 this year. But he was also... But he knew... He was also kind of joking. Kind of like... He did it like... He didn't really think they were going to go 20-0. He said it and he doubled down. He got like a tattoo. Oh. But he was joke. But he was like, fuck. But he did one thing where he was like, 5 things that don't make any sense in sports that should be out of the sports. That it's like, and one of them, he's like, being able, like, hitting a batter on purpose with the ball. He's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, if that was never in the game and that just randomly got instituted now, there'd be public outcry of people being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you throwing shit at somebody's head? I hate the MLB. They're like, if somebody like, oh, you're hitting too good against me, then they hit you with a baseball. They walk you. They're like, oh, you're doing too good.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my goddamn fucking life. That's really just in the game. Oh, you're doing too good? I'm going to hit you with a baseball. Even if it's not hard. No, sometimes they'll do it. They'll hit you like hard in the butt. They're like, oh, you're hitting too good. That's the most idiotic. I can't do this anymore.
No, I get it.
It's the most idiotic. That's so dumb. Anyways. And he said, he's like, fighting in hockey. I get it. It's cool. It's fun. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's a respect thing.
But it doesn't make any sense. Why is there fighting in hockey?
Well, because you...
It doesn't
if you want me to break down why, I can.
It doesn't make... It doesn't... I don't care what the reason is. It really doesn't make sense. There's like... You throw your gloves down. the referees just stand and just let you like fight. It's that, and did you know they do that in lacrosse too?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Because it's
that.
field hockey. Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
I just got it.
the reason why is because each position you have to be smaller or larger.
There's no or. I don't care. Don't tell me that. I don't care.
You need to understand it because you're saying dumb shit for no
it's
reason.
It's dumb. There's no reason for
There
it.
is.
No, there's not.
There absolutely is.
There's not a reason for a fist fight in the middle of a hockey game.
There absolutely
Imagine they
is.
just did that in basketball. There's like everybody just back up. Okay, go bare knuckle fox each other. Go for it.
Yeah, there's no reason in basketball.
There's no reason. There's no point. It's so dumb.
That's the reason they have the penalty box. You do dumb shit like that, you get penalized.
Again, if that was never in the game, and that never happened, and two players just randomly...
It would just be soccer.
Threw their gloves... Yeah, but imagine two players just randomly throwing their gloves down. Never happened ever before. And start fist fighting. People would be like, what the fuck are you doing? What is happening right now?
Well, I think it's part of the fact that they have razor blades attached to their feet, and the refs don't want to jump in there. That's probably part of it.
One guy actually died from fucking...
Yeah. Did you see that guy who did it got away with it? The guy that got kicked? The one that died?
Yeah.
Nothing is happening because of that.
It was on purpose?
He slid up and fucking Judy kicked him in the neck. The guy's not even getting removed from the team.
I mean, that happens. Murderers get away with murder every single day.
Yeah, but a lot of the time, it's because they had a really good defense or some other shit like that. This was on camera with the person's name on their back. Kind of hard to be like, it wasn't me. When you fucking slide up and kick somebody in the mouth.
I mean, you're just going to plead down to manslaughter, and it's like, oh, you're fine.
He didn't even do that. There was no charges. I told you why. It was part of their contract that they basically have to be aware of stuff like that at all times because of razor blades on people's feet. That if an injury like that happens, not somebody kicking you, but being injured by the blades and potentially killing you, you are waiving the right to go after somebody for it. Because it can happen.
Okay, but then the state can still...
Didn't happen in the States.
Oh.
It was a U.S. team that was playing in a different country.
Okay, so you have to go off of their laws.
Yep. And because
so
it was a different country.
you could probably file a civil suit in America.
Maybe. But something
that's
that
not going to be charges. That's not going to be charges.
Well, something that happened in a different country.
I think you can still do a civil suit, but they wouldn't. I don't think you can do a jail with civil suit. I think that's just money.
Yeah, I don't even think they would go through the process.
So they could probably do that, but
it wouldn't go anywhere.
No, civil suits all the time. Civil suits go through. It's just money. You just pay them some money. It's basically just like, give me some money for the pain and suffering you caused. That's basically what a civil suit is.
True.
So they go through all the time, and people just plead down just to get rid of it. Like, oh, here's some money. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy basically slid off the ice and like got sent out of the game for that game. And I think until they were figuring out what was going on, he sat out the next game. And that was basically all of his punishment.
Now, if you kill someone again, you got to go to jail.
If you kill somebody again, you ain't making it out of the parking lot.
You got to go to jail.
Yeah.
Prison. Sorry, prison. Jail
You're going in a fucking
Okay,
box.
All right, let's run through that.
The last bit,
Okay, YouTube, I don't know. Nothing special.
Helldiver stuff. That's it.
Music, podcast, streaming, books. I
But what-
read nothing. I want to though. We just got a book. I should show you. We just got a new bookshelf in there, and I'm like, I should read a book.
Been listening to a lot of audiobooks. Didn't realize I had like 8 credits on Audible, so just buy
I got
a bunch
of
books.
credits. Yeah, I should cancel it and just buy some.
Before you cancel it, get the books because they throw your credits away.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Any unredeemed credits go away. So you're basically paying for nothing.
I should do that. New podcast, anything?
No new podcast. No.
I got no new music.
Been streaming Helldiver.
Random people or
Just random people.
that's cool.
People that have like maybe 100 to 1,000 viewers. Anything over that is like they don't care, or anything under that they don't care.
They're not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, 32 deck update.
I have not put any progress in. For
You been playing it a shitload?
not a shitload,
Oh man,
but some.
I can't look up a dad joke. I haven't took my phone.
Hmm.
All right. Indie Game Club. I forgot.
I don't know what game it was. Tell us in the comments.
And we're just gonna skip it this time. We're skipping it this time. Hopefully we'll bring it back, but we're skipping it this time. Maybe we'll figure out what the game. But we'll just goals for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna play Horizon Zero Dawn. Maybe I'll try and beat the story. I don't know exactly how long this. I try to look at. It's like I try to look it up because the thing is you have to level up. You can't just run through the story. You have to level up. So it's like 50 to 60 hours. I'm like 16 hours in or something like that. So I might be able to finish. Depends on how much I try. Movie. I don't know. Starship Troopers. Me and Skylar are gonna watch I'm gonna show Skylar Starship Troopers.
There you go.
Board game. Tonight, Skylar's friend Ben might be coming over, so we're not gonna play Game of Thrones. We were talking about like maybe we'll try and play it again. One of my new games. Networks. Me and Skylar wants to play Networks again. We should play Networks one more time.
Okay.
TV shows. Fringe. Okay, that's it. Go.
I'm gonna try to finish Spartacus just because it's such a good show.
You didn't even mention Spartacus.
I said I was watching it. And you said, "Oh, we're on movies."
Sorry, we talked about TV shows for like 40 minutes or something.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to watch Spartacus.
I thought Spartacus was really fun. Good.
It is, but it is an HBO show, so a lot of boobs. So it's like.
How do you know I was about to say there's a lot of titties on there?
Got a lot of titties.
A lot of titties in it?
Yeah. And a lot of dick. A lot. Not like one or two a season.
Show, and a lot on me. Hey!
So the guy that played Slade and Green Arrow. The big guy that played Slade and Green Arrow.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's one of the main characters.
Okay. So
you get to see his dick a lot.
Are you finished? Or how far are you through Spartacus?
I think there's 13 episodes. I'm episode 9. But there's 5 seasons. I'm only watching the first 2. I'm not going to watch 5 seasons in 2 weeks. They're hour-long episodes.
So do you know, like, what...
I know some of what happens. I've got to season 3 before, but it was just so long ago.
Do you know, like, the big thing that happened in, like, real life?
Yeah. What? That's why they went to... For season 2,
okay, I was just saying.
It was like a prequel. Yeah.
Okay, I was just saying,
because they were trying to figure out who was going to replace Andy Whitfield. I think his name is. Poor guy, great actor. He was phenomenal in that.
Okay. I'm just saying. I don't know if you knew what.
No, he had leukemia and died in between season 1 and season 2. They had to refilm what he had filmed for season 2, and they pushed season 2 to season 3. Came up with a whole new story for season 2.
Who's the main? Then is the main character a new guy or just one of the?
I'm
assuming they probably did a new guy.
They go back maybe like a year or 2 before Spartacus shows up, and it shows the other main characters that were in the show for season 1, like how they got there. Because the main character.
No, I mean then for the 3rd season they did. For the 3rd,
yeah, they basically recast him, but it's the same. Everybody else is the same.
So they recast him.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Because I 100%. I've said this many times. 100% for recasting.
Mm-hmm.
When you take out when you don't recast, you're
cheapens the experience.
In my opinion, you're being like the character or the
actor was more important than the character.
Which I mean, I guess in real life is true.
It is,
but it's like in terms of story, like because if you're writing a book, you're like, oh, like in a book, you would never ever be like this actor, like.
This actor died. Let me rewrite the character.
Let me rewrite the book. You know.
Yeah.
So if it's like a book, but then if you're making a movie, it's basically just a book on screen, and then everything's just a book. You know, songs are just poems which are written down. Okay, music and TV shows are just books on screen. That's basically what they are. Everything's a book.
So short story long over here.
Yeah. So when you're like. I don't know.
Yeah, they did recast
100% recast. 100%.
I'm okay with the recast.
Did you see apparently they're gonna not recast Kang. He's gone. They're gonna change the movies, have a new bad guy, and it's not gonna be Kang Dynasty. Avengers 4 isn't gonna be Kang Dynasty anymore. It's gonna be something else.
I heard they were gonna bring in somebody else.
That was the idea, and then I think that's maybe what there's.
I think they were supposed. The rumor was they were going to bring in Denzel Washington's son, who was in Tenet. Because he kind of is like, oh, it's a variant. He looks different. That's why. But
just recast. It's not that fucking hard.
I think
recast on Rhodey, but I don't get it.
Well, that was before any of them mattered. But they invested a lot of time into what's his name, Jonathan Majors. So I feel like they just scrapping it, and they're gonna bring him back later on as somebody else when they can find somebody cheap enough to do it.
Yeah, I know that's the rumor that they're gonna just redo it.
I hear they're focusing a lot on Fantastic Four and Doom, so that might be
And what?
Doctor Doom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, because really, like, I've seen some TikToks about this. It's really like the Avengers are like in the Marvel comics. The Avengers are like the B team. They're not the most biggest stories are Spider-Man, X-Men, and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the
Those
collection is
always been the biggest stories. And so essentially, what the MCU is like
it's backwards.
these secondary characters are like the main characters, and then now you're like gonna bring X-Men in, and Spider-Man is there, but he's also half not. You know what I mean? Because
That's
of
the whole
Sony.
thing, yeah.
And now you're bringing the Fantastic Four. So it's like now you can start telling like the good stories, basically. You know.
Honestly, yeah. Which is gonna be rough.
Because Infinity War isn't an Avengers story. It's a Marvel comic story. It's not. It wasn't just the Avengers.
Yeah.
Cyclops was there. Spider-Man was there, and
well, because Infinity War was supposed to be like what's happening to everyone. It happened to everyone.
I meant in the comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's basically like an effect that everyone.
I got it over there.
Nice. It's an effect that happened to everyone.
Yeah.
So it was telling everybody. It wasn't just the event. So
but
it
in
made
like
sense.
the movies is like kind of this year.
on.
This year they're only having one movie. You know that, right?
One Marvel movie.
One Marvel movie.
Is it
whole year?
Craven?
No, that's not a Marvel movie. It's a Sony movie.
Wow.
No, it's
Madam Web.
No, it's again Sony.
That was the joke.
Okay. No, I don't remember what it is.
They're gonna have like 4 Spider-Man movies and one.
I don't remember what
one
it is
Marvel
though.
Well, they're gonna have shows, aren't they? Aren't they gonna have like 3 shows this year?
I think they're Loki season 2, is it 3, 2.
2 is already out. 2
Season
finished in November, December.
I've seen just a commercial, but was it just Loki season 2? I saw a commercial just now for it.
Well, it was like huge for Disney Plus.
Okay, I think maybe they're doing. I don't know. They're doing shows. I think they're doing no shows, no one movie this year. I think they're stopping and they're readjusting.
Because I thought they were gonna do Daredevil, the new Daredevil season.
Okay, well, I think maybe nothing new, like
nothing
already announced.
Nothing new. Yeah.
Something I don't know about shows, but one movie they're doing no Blade. They moved it to next. It was already gonna be next year.
Was it really? Okay.
Blade was gonna be next year. I think it was gonna be
I thought it was gonna be like April this year.
Valentine's Day next year.
Really?
And they changed it to November next year. Yeah, so I was like, Brandon gotta fly. I was like, I gotta fly up there. Brandon's gotta fly down here. That's like our movie. Like we stayed up late. We stayed up all night one day and watched all 3 movies.
For Blade.
Nice. And that's like our thing, right? So I was like, Brandon, wait, I gotta fly you down just to watch Blade opening day. So I'm gonna try. That's one movie where I'm like literally gonna try and get tickets opening. You can come. Try and get tickets opening day.
I hear Blade's supposed to be an ensemble movie.
Whatever movie it is, I'll take.
Well, because it's supposed to be.
I can't remember. Can you look it up? It's got a bunch of shit. What's the one movie's coming out this year? Blade's coming out next year, and Fantastic Four is coming out next year. Fuck, what is it? Not Marvel, not Spider-Man, not.
Deadpool.
Oh, Captain America 4. Is that this year or next year?
It might be next year.
Deadpool's next year, I think.
Deadpool's
this year.
Deadpool's in July.
Deadpool's the only Marvel movie coming out this year.
They're gonna. No, that's not really new.
Let's go to the MCU. What are you on?
I just typed Esquire or Esquire.
Okay, I was like, just go to the MCU.
Agatha's coming out.
I just go to
fall.
MCU Wikipedia and it tells me everything.
No, Captain Marvel's February next year.
Right, Captain America.
What did I say?
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel just came out and everybody said it was. Did you watch it?
I did not.
Everybody said it was terrible.
Thunderbolts. May 2nd.
Next
Fantastic Four. Yep. July. Blade.
So you're too far. You gotta go back.
It was just the one, bud.
Yeah. What? So it is.
It was Deadpool.
Okay, it is Deadpool. Okay.
Deadpool's the only one, and then they're coming out with.
That's a
X-Men
TV
97.
show.
Yeah, for Disney Plus, and then they're gonna come out with Agatha. For fall.
TV shows. Okay.
Yes, that's it.
And then what's next year?
Next movie, February, is Captain America.
Captain America's February.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Thunderbolts show. Fantastic Four. Is it show? Nope, theaters.
I was going to say
movie.
Thunderbolt's supposed to be a movie. Yeah. Fantastic Four movie. So then they're doing 4 movies next
Blade,
year.
Yep. To be announced for Ironheart.
TV show.
King Dynasty's May
Then
26th.
then that's.
A whole fucking year, nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah.
And then May. What else? Daredevil's not. Jesus Christ! I thought Daredevil was coming out like
No.
next year.
To be announced.
What if season
What if it's
2?
going again?
I thought they just put out season 2.
No, I guess. See, I think they did season 1, 2 parts. Is that what they did?
I guess. Armor Wars.
Movie.
What the fuck?
Wakanda series. Okay, that's cool.
Untitled fucking.
Yeah.
Wakanda show.
All right, sorry guys, we're about to stop.
An
Eyes of
animated
Wakanda
series.
animated series. Okay. Spider-Man freshman year. Yeah, that's coming out soon. It should be coming
Oh,
soon. It's
probably
animated.
like
It's
the
gonna be
origin
animated.
story or
It's
some
gonna be
shit.
animated though.
Yeah. Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, that's gonna come
Vision Quest. TV show.
out. These are all TV shows.
Yeah, these are all TV shows.
Then Secret Wars is gonna come out.
Secret Wars 27. Jesus Christ. Nova Corps. That's. Doesn't say if it's a movie or show. It just says TV.
Don't know.
That's it, yeah.
That's all
Well,
that's
shit.
announced. We'll see what happens.
Really trying to watch Dune in the next few days.
Dune 1?
2.
Is Dune 2 coming out now?
It's March 1st.
Oh shit!
So, like, what, next week?
I kind of want to rewatch Dune though, but it's just so long. I don't know if we're gonna like.
I won't lie to you. I've watched that movie 4 times.
I don't know if me and like.
Comes out Friday.
I don't know if me and Skylar like are gonna be able to sit down and just watch the whole movie again, but maybe.
You watched fucking Oppenheimer and Barbie.
That was an entire day.
Okay, watch Dune once. That's like your morning.
If I get up at noon and she goes to bed at midnight.
That could still be your morning.
When are we gonna?
Before she goes to bed. How do you think she's gonna be tired?
I gotta cut that out.
Leave it in.
I won't remember. Oh shit, we were supposed to do goals for next. Was that what we're on? Goals for next 2
Yeah,
weeks?
you cut me off.
Sorry, Nick.
This is Spartacus.
You have any goals? Spark. Oh shit.
Yeah.
How'd we get here?
You started rambling.
Recast. God damn it. Movie. Oh, Dune. All right. What else?
For gaming,
Gaming.
get back to where I was, because I just realized I don't have a save file anymore, so I got to start over.
See, I would just quit.
This is where I'm at right now.
Totodile level 9.
So I have to completely start over.
Oh,
It took
real,
me-
oh,
It took me 4 days to get hair across.
real quick. I wanted to do this little trivia thing, or not trivia, but so I tried to do. I did it to myself a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could name all the characters in Ed, Edd, and Eddie right now,
No.
not including the Kanker sisters, obviously?
No.
Do you want to try?
No.
Can you try for me? I know all of them but one.
Ed, and Eddie. Kevin. Jimmy, Johnny. Rolf. Plank. He's a character.
Yeah, you're only missing 2, so you got almost all of them.
What's her name?
These 2 chicks. You've got all the. You don't know any of the females' names.
Sarah.
Yeah. Then the other chick's the name who I forgot. I remember everybody's name but hers. One of the Kanker sisters' name is
Roz?
Marie because I looked him up. Roz, you got it. I couldn't
Hey.
remember. See, look, you could do it easy.
Because I was running through my head, I was like,
I couldn't remember her name at all.
oh. I honestly couldn't remember if it was Roz or not.
I'm glad you said Plank. I was gonna. You knew I was gonna pull that. You forgot one.
Plank is a character.
Plank.
Plank is a character.
All right, that's it. Interesting. Do you have a Sac History Lesson?
I do not. I did find out a fun fact about Costco.
Okay.
The founder said he will never change the price of their hot dog combo, and he will meet you in the parking lot if a manager tries to change the price. It is supposed to be $1.50 no matter what. It was his favorite thing to
He
eat.
said that. He's.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will fucking
no
fight
problem.
you if you try to change the price of it.
The only thing.
It's my fun fact.
The only thing I want is. Damn it! I knew I was gonna lose it.
Mm.
Son of a bitch. Oh, one thing I kind of learned. I don't know if I learned
Learn
about
how to
Sacramento. Is there's a Sacramento History Museum. There's a Sacramento History Museum
I've been.
downtown.
Mhm.
That I didn't know existed, and they said a lot of people don't know exist because it's just a random building.
Yeah.
It's not like a giant museum. Like I went to the aerospace museum. That was like a giant building.
Yeah. It really is just like a Sacramento building.
It's just a building.
Yeah. I went for school.
Yeah. Oh, for school. Okay.
Middle school.
Does that even count?
Yeah. Well, because we were learning about like Sacramento and stuff. So.
And they actually like a couple times a year they have like you can go on a tour through their cold storage. You can actually go in the back.
I think we missed that day. Because they were only.
I don't know if they
so
want to bring
often.
kids back there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But you could actually go in like in the back and they'll show you like the cold storage and the actual like documents, old ass documents and stuff like that. And they showed us. We got to see a bunch of video of that at my
Because they keep
work.
everything at like 60 degrees.
Yeah,
right?
at my work they did this funny. They like did this pre-filmed thing. They did this big presentation for exclusive city employees. And that's pretty cool. And so I was like, I got it. I want to do that. That sounds cool. They were talking about like they just got this ledger from the gold rush from a private collector. They just got it like last year.
Nice.
And it just like names thousands of people that died from cholera in Sacramento. And there was just like an interesting thing that we love is like for some of these people, this name written down right here is the only record that they were ever in California. And for some of them, maybe even the only record that they existed.
Yeah.
Is their name written in this book that a private collector had for 200 years.
Yep.
That just says that they died of cholera. And it's just like
that shit fascinating.
And it's just like that's pretty fucking cool. And they just got it, and now like they're like we can add all these names to the historical record, and this like changes the history of Sacramento / California as general because of the gold rush and stuff.
Yep.
And they're like, and maybe some people this could help them. This could potentially help people figure stuff out about like their family and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. And they just got it. They just bought it from a private collector.
Yeah.
They're hiring for a curator.
I bet that private collector made out like a bandit, though.
Yeah, I know. I bet.
Just for a book of dead people's names.
All right. Do you have a joke of the Fortnight?
I do not, because I totally forgot to do that.
I don't have one at all.
Sorry,
guys. Give me a joke. Flynn, give me a joke.
Yeah.
Nick, look up a dad joke real quick.
I was going to look up to see if I had one saved. Okay. I don't have one saved there.
Real quick. Okay.
Real quick.
You looking for it? Hold on, guys. Nick's trying to find a dad joke.
I had like 15 saved.
Just go to Google. Jesus Christ.
That phone doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Dad joke. Flynn, still give me a dad joke. Give me a good one. Good dad joke. Give me a good one. You gotta do a good one though. That's probably the same website I found a couple.
April showers bring Mayflowers. What does Mayflowers bring?
Pilgrims.
There you go.
All right. Nick, catchphrase. I tried to hit you while you were drinking really quickly, and instead I almost ruined everything.
That's a weird catchphrase. Fucking got you, bitch. Fucking got you.
Now you gotta say mine.
See you guys.
You gotta do the whole thing?
No.
Do you remember it?
It's been like 2 months. No.
All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. We'll see you next time. Let's do this again. This is Chance Mark signing off. Come on, Nick. Go. Do it. Go.
You just did. I wasn't paying any attention.
That's a weird catchphrase.
I fucking hate you.
Good. Ow. Good. Man, how do we start this back up again? Hold on. About to blast.